What up, my man? Travis here coming at you. Wanted to do a quick little video here, digging into how to defeat motivation, all right? A very common thing I get from guys is I've lost motivation. I can't seem to stay motivated. I'll get motivated and then I fall off track. I get motivated, then something happens, and then I'm back to square one, right? It's basically the same story over and over and over. You get to a certain point, wake up, I don't feel like doing it today, boom, you're back to square zero, right? And so let's talk about how to defeat motivation, right? Number one, key thing to know about motivation, okay? Motivation. It's not sustainable. Meaning, you're gonna have days where you're fucking motivated as hell, you feel like you can run through a brick wall, and then you're gonna have days where you're like, you don't feel like you can even get off the couch or out of bed, right? I go through these types of days. There's highs and lows, and so you have to accept that motivation, it isn't always gonna be there, right? It's finite. It's almost like it's like gasoline in a car, right? It's gonna run out at some point, right? And so when it runs out, what's the key to making sure you stay motivated, all right? The number one thing is, okay, ridding yourself of motivation. So stop relying on motivation. Stop relying on it, because when you become aware of motivation being finite, right? Where it's gonna be there some days, it's not gonna be there some days. You accept the fact that when you're motivated, you know, you just gotta do, right? And so a lot of guys, when they are motivated, they're great, they're on a high. Yeah, I totally get it. But then the days come, you're not motivated, you don't feel like doing shit, and you let yourself fall into that hole, right? And so one of the first steps to avoiding falling into that trap is to stop relying on it, right? Number two is to develop discipline over motivation. Well, how do you develop discipline, right? How do you develop discipline? Well, number one, you have to stay consistent, okay? So when you have that motivation, that's great. Do your thing, right? When that motivation starts to slip, stay on it. Stay consistent. Push through the hard days. You're going to experience resistance, right, on your journey, whatever your journey may be, whether you're trying to lose body fat, get yourself in better shape, get a new job, get a promotion, become a better father, whatever it may be, you're going to experience resistance on your journey, all right? You're going to lose motivation. That resistance is going to chip away at your motivation, right? And so the key to keeping yourself out of that hole is to stay consistent no matter what. How do you stay consistent? Well, live by codes. What the hell are codes, Travis? Codes, what codes? Cheat codes for video games? Codes? What are codes, right? Codes are basic rules and principles that you live your life by, all right? And when I say live your life by, like, you stick to these codes. Like, these codes are the rule, right? And so when you live by codes, it creates consistency because you just keep doing the thing. You live by the codes, right? That creates discipline. Discipline is basically habits, right? Reinforcing habits, just doing things over and over and over, it almost becomes automatic, right? You basically rewire how you think, you rewire how you react, especially times when you're not motivated. It's the key to your success. So let's talk about some specific codes, all right, that are gonna eliminate having to rely on motivation, right? Number one, take massive action. Take massive action. In other words, stop fucking thinking about things. right? Like, I understand, like, it's smart to, think about things from a logical point of view, but when opportunities come up your way, when things come up that you need to get done, stop procrastinating and just take fucking action, right? 99% of the time when you don't do anything, when you sit back, think, nothing great happens, right? Instead, you just lose out on precious time, and you lose out on opportunities. And worse yet, you hold off the inevitable, right? Like, it's either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it, right? Which brings me into the next code. Live by yes, no, eliminate maybes. Got to eliminate the maybes in your life, right? Maybes are nothing more than basically not taking massive action, right? So somebody asks you a question, hey dude, you want to go to the gym later? Maybe if I feel like it. Fuck that. Make a decision. It's either yes or no. When you say yes or no, it's clear cut, to the point. There is no gray area. So it's either yes, you're going to take action, you're going to go to the gym later, or no, you're not going to go to the gym later. It makes a clear cut decision for you. So there is no thinking, there is no wasted energy, right? When you start living your life by yes and no, eliminate the maybes, it makes things a lot more clear, right? So you save energy. Next code, be the cause. In other words, take more responsibility for everything in your life, right? Instead of being the effect, okay? The effect is created from the cause. Blaming shit on other stuff. So you don't have money because of XYZ. Or you're not in shape because XYZ, right? You don't have this because XYZ. Fuck that. You are not the effect, okay? You are living in the effect. How do you change the effect? You go back to the cause. What is the cause? You are the cause by the decisions you make and you don't make. So when you become the cause, you take on more responsibility. If it's up to be, it is up to me, changes your mindset. So if you want that, you go get it. Don't wait for it to come to you. If you want this, go get it. Don't wait for it to come to you. It's not going to happen, right? You're going to be sitting on the effect side of things. When you're on the side of cause, that's when the game changes, right? Integrity. Live life with integrity. Live life with integrity. What does this mean? Well, besides just doing the right thing, like not lying, not stealing, not cheating, especially when nobody's looking, it just means you follow these codes. You do these codes because that's the right thing to do. You do these codes because these codes are going to push you forward. They're going to push you through the resistance. They're going to push you through the times that you're unmotivated. So if you want to free yourself from being a slave to motivation and you want to fucking stop the roller coaster ride of being on a high when you're motivated and then dropping back into the pit when you're demotivated and yada, 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 so on and so forth. You get no consistency. You're constantly up and down. You adopt integrity. You live by these codes. And when you start living by these codes, that's when you create a life of discipline over motivation. That will guide you forward. That will guide you to getting the body that you want. That'll guide you to having the success that you want in life. That'll guide you to being a stronger man for your family. Right? That's what codes are all about, and that is essentially how you defeat motivation. Pretty simple, clear cut. However, I know how hard it can be to switch your ways. I know how hard it can be to change up your thinking, right? Especially when you're on your own. So that's why I have the Forge Warrior Project. It's a community of like-minded men that are all pushing towards the same thing. They're all trying to achieve more success in life. They're all trying to get leaner, stronger, more fit. It's tough on your own. And so when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals and you're living by the codes, you've adopted a new sense of discipline, but you have accountability to follow through and stick to that, changes the game. Puts things on a whole new level. So if you're watching this video still and you know that you need to change and you know how hard it's been to try this stuff on your own, it's time to step up. It's time to surround yourself with like-minded individuals so you can start pushing yourself ahead. And that's exactly what the Forge Warrior is all about. So if you're still here right now, you're a little intrigued with the different things that I've gone over here right now, I invite you to apply for the Forge Warrior Project. I've opened it back up. I'm going to bring on a couple more guys that are ready to step things up to the next level, that are sick and tired of riding the fucking motivation roller coaster, and they want to gain solid control of their life so they can completely change. If that's you, apply for the Forge Warrior. Basically what you'll do is you'll fill out an application that'll take you to a schedule where you'll be able to set up a power call with me. On the power call, we're going to dive deep into what it is you specifically want. We'll talk about what you've tried in the past, and we're going to basically paint a path to move you forward to help you get the results that you want. If everything works out, we'll get you aboard the Forge Warrior, and we'll start taking you to the next level, essentially transforming your life. This goes well beyond fitness and training, or fitness, nutrition, training. Those are the small things. The big things that we need to take care of, right up here, rewiring that brain. So it goes very, very deep. It goes well past motivation. So if that's you, apply. If not and you're still watching, I hope this gave you some clarity on why motivation is bullshit and how you can stand up to motivation and live a better life, not having to rely on it. Until the next one, kick ass.